Oh my god, I did not realize. So sorry. Sorry. I was muted. I think I'm unmuted now. Let me know if I'm unmuted. Oh my god, I did not realize. So sorry. Sorry. I was muted. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. Um, anyway, I think I'm good now. Okay, sorry. So thank you so much to Keelan Rivers for putting this all together. This is like my first time doing anything on YouTube. Hi, okay, thanks. And thank you also to Brittany for making that video earlier because I did not know how to use StreamYard. So now I do. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Also, really quick, so I have all of the links of the other participants linked down below. So all of the other presentations today have been amazing. So definitely go check those out after. That's the great thing about YouTube is that you can watch the replays way after, like for the next month if you want to also like hear the secret word things for the Google form. But okay, so this is my first time doing anything on YouTube, and I'm so happy that all of you guys are here. So also, the organizations that the proceeds are going to, so the retreat is free, but feel free to donate to the, I think they're linked in the descriptions to all the organizations. The LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, and COVID and illiteracy organizations are all down there. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Colin. Hi, Emily. Hi, Keelan. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here. Okay, so this is the Creating Characters workshop. A little bit about me. So this is a screenshot of my website. Let me grab my book. So this arrived on Wednesday. This is my book. It's available for pre-order right now, and it'll be out December 1st. Very exciting. My Instagram, you can go follow me there, is Hudson Worm Books, and you can look on my website at hudsonworm.com. Okay. So I just want to talk first a little bit about what the presentation is going to cover. So first, we're going to talk about visualizing your character, which I like to call the fun stuff. So this is like Pinterest and Canva and getting inspired. This part, it doesn't work for everyone, but this really helps me to meet my characters and like get to know them. And then we'll get into character psychology, which I call the important stuff. So this is learn who they are on the inside, how they're going to change, what makes them the way they are. And then part 3, I made a character profile template that anyone in here can use, and I'll just link it in the chat, and it's also like a secret page on my website. It's usually like for my members page on my website, but I just wanted to give it to everyone who's taking the time to come here. And it's pretty much just going to be everything that we learned today compiled into a document. And then I just had like a part 4, I called it Take Action, because I allowed like an hour for the stream, but I'm not sure how long it's actually going to take because since you guys are chatting in the comments and everything, I wanted to like leave time to like talk and answer questions and things like that. And also just a disclaimer before I start getting into the content. This is like a process that really works for me, but it's not in any way like the definitive, you have to do this way. Obviously there are things that work for everyone, that goes without saying. This is just things that I've learned from books, watching YouTube, reading, writing, and I hope that it'll help you guys out. Okay, so first, I want to talk about what makes a good character. So please let me know what you think in the comments. What do you look for in a good character? When you're reading, what kind of character makes you want to keep turning the page? When you're writing, what do you look for in a character? So what I said is I like to read about real people with real complex psychologies, with desires, internal conflicts, flaws, strengths, and weaknesses that make them three-dimensional people. Okay. This is the first. Oh, hi, RP. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Leia. Hi, Bury Bad Books. Hi, Doll. Okay, thank you guys so much for coming. So let me know what you think. There's definitely a lag um, with the comments on StreamYard, so I pulled up the actual YouTube comments as well. Okay. So we can come back to that. Okay, so Doll says she loves to read about, or they love to read about characters that feel real instead of clear cut. Me too. When characters are morally gray, it's easier to think of them as real people because no one is like in real life, no one is a perfect person or like a detestable person. Thanks, Keelan. No one is perfect and no one is like the worst in the world. Everyone is complicated and they have good qualities and bad qualities that make them who they are. So I totally agree with you. Okay, next we're going to jump into the visualizing part, which is I like to call the fun stuff. Okay, so I at first was going to do a walkthrough of how to use Pinterest, and then I realized that it was actually a pretty self-explanatory software, but I just want to talk a little bit about how I use this. So that's just a snapshot of one of my boards for my work in progress called The Indignants. And I don't know if everyone knows this, but you can make little subboards or like little sections for different characters, and that's like my favorite thing to do because I like to take it doesn't only need to be pictures of actual people. It can be their kind of aesthetic, colors that they like, images of them or things they like to do, memes that they would find funny, quotes, little text message back and forths. The reason I love Pinterest is because it's truly a fuel for creativity, and the cliche is true, a picture speaks 1,000 words. It really does. Like, if you see one picture, it can tell you so much about a character that you won't find in, like, any amount of words. So that's why I love, and then if you have, like, a bunch of pictures, it's more than just 1,000 words. So I love Pinterest for that reason, and it's not only for characters, though. You can also use it to find inspiration for your settings. Also, I have, like, a board of writing tips. So if you want to look at my Pinterest, I think it's just Hudson Warren, my name. But yeah, so that's Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Yes, I love doing subboards because I like to make one for each character. Pinterest is great and also dangerous for me. Me too. I do think there's a line that, like, if you're always on Pinterest and not writing, then it can tell you, like, okay, time to write. But I do think that if you're just starting out and trying to visualize your characters, it is a great way. It is a great way to visualize your character, get to know them. Thank you, Leia. I worked really hard and I used a website called SlidesGo, and it really helped. It has like a bunch of templates that you can use. Shadowheart. Okay. Oh yeah, these were lagging before, but now I'm gonna just talk about what you said makes a good character. So characters that have a sense of humor but can be serious when they have to be. I love reading about those characters because they make me laugh, and then there's like two sides of them. Love that. Morley Gray. Oh, I love Morley Gray. Thank you, RP. Okay, so thank you, Alexa. Okay. So next we're going to go into Canva, and I love Canva so much. So I decided that I wanted to do a demo of Canva because it's not as self-explanatory as Pinterest. It's still really easy to use and anyone can use it. It's one of my favorite things to do. So these ones are it's the standard print size. I think it's printer size. I think it's 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 11.5, one of those. But you can do custom dimensions. And so I made these like printer paper size that I could print them out and kind of like put them in my notebook. But you can also do like, so these ones I used for an Instagram challenge for like character and setting aesthetics. So you can make them like perfect Instagram square sizes. And then I also, this is like an example of another way that you can use it to like this search bar thing. So that was one of the templates. So I'm actually going to go there now, and we're going to do a demo on Canva because I love Canva. So hopefully I'll be able to share my screen. I'm going to open a new window and go to Canva. Okay. So, okay. Sorry. The sharing screen thing is a little bit slow. Share screen. Okay, the sharing screen doesn't seem to be working right now. Oh, okay, now it is. Okay, perfect. So this is Canva. This is the home page of Canva. And thank you, Chloe. Margaret, I agree with you. I love when I can relate to a character. Yes, it is a great idea. I love Canva. Me too. And it's not only for character aesthetics. I used it to create the thumbnail of this video. Canva Pro is affordable. Oh, I've heard of Canva Pro, but I don't have Canva Pro. I'm sure it's great though. Okay. So on Canva, oh, okay. I'm on Mozilla right now and it seems to be working, but maybe it's probably like easier that way. Oh well. So first I'm just gonna go to all my designs and show you guys a little bit of my design. So these are all pictures that I got from Unsplash and Pinterest. So also I just want to show you guys Unsplash. I love Unsplash so much because it's a great way to find images. They're free and they're high resolution. And all they ask for in return is for you to credit the photographers, which you don't even, you don't need to. Like, there's no legal, like, if you use this on Instagram. I'm not sure about using them on book covers, but if you use them on Instagram, you don't need to worry about anything. So let's just say I'm looking for a castle, which I've definitely, yeah, this one I used in an Instagram image. But see, there's all of these beautiful castles, and when you download them, they're really high resolution and they're great. So I just wanted to show you guys that. Okay, but I'm gonna demo making a Canva design because it's just so much fun. So we're gonna do an Instagram size one now. Okay. And there's all these amazing templates that they give you, but for now I just want to go without a template because the templates, you can pretty much figure them out. And okay, so to upload an image or video, it's pretty easy. I uploaded them before, so we didn't need to waste time doing this. So I'm just going to so this is actually a character from a Pinterest board that I made, and I ended up screenshotting some images from Pinterest, getting some from Unsplash. So I'm going to just press on the images and they'll just go straight into the page. Okay, now the second thing I like to do is just shrink them. So I'm going to unshrink them, but first I just want to make them really small so it's like manageable and I can kind of see what I'm doing. And okay. While I'm doing this, let me know, do you use Canva? If you do, what's your favorite thing to do on Canva? Do you use it more to make things like these, or do you use it for graphics for social media? Okay, so now that I have them small, I'm just going to rearrange them to my liking, see what looks good. So this quote probably needs to be bigger so you can see the text, and then there's just a window, so it might not be as important. This is just kind of a, you know, see what works, what doesn't. Okay, and now I don't want to spend too long on this because I have a lot of stuff to cover. The this is just an example. So now if you have them in like an arrangement that you like, the next thing I like to do is go to background, and then you can either pick like a solid color or you can pick one of the ones they have. So I like this hills. I like these hills. That's pretty. What about this grass? The grass is nice too. I think I'm gonna go with the hills for now. Oh, yes, I'm gonna go with the hills. And then the next thing is you go to text, and they have these really fun font combinations. So, what should I use now? I kind of want to use this one. And then you can just type in like whatever, the name of the character, or based on whatever you're doing. Slim down that font. Not that much. Yes, that's nice. And then you can change, maybe I want to make the border green, and then I can move it to go here. Or there's a lot of text right there. I'll put it right there. And that's just an example of how to use Canva. I feel like I probably, if this were something that I was posting, I would probably like spend more time on it. This is just a rough example. I don't want to take too much time on this, but this is something that I love doing. It's so much fun. So let's get back to the presentation. That's just like a quick, okay, so now I need to share the screen of the presentation. Okay, yes. Let me just catch up with the comments. Hi, Savvy. Thank you. Okay. Social media graphics, animated setting things. Oh, I've seen the animated setting. I kind of want to try that. Yeah, I also use it for those things besides. Yeah. Thanks, Keelan. Okay, so now I am going to, okay, this is the last kind of part of the visualizing part, is just a physical mood board. It's self-explanatory. If you're not too tech savvy, although you don't really need to be tech savvy to know your way around Pinterest or Canva, but if you prefer having it like printed out, and that's something that I prefer as well. Well, I like doing this and the others. You could do both. You could do one of them. You could do none of them. But I printed out some of the pictures, and then I also like drew in some like family trees, wrote some quotes, some song lyrics, cut out like some images. And I like doing physical mood boards too. If you have a cork board or just anything, a poster, sometimes physical, I like to put that like in front of my writing space, and it really inspires me when I have writer's block or when I don't feel like writing. It really inspires me to keep going, because I know it reminds me how much I love these characters. Okay. So now let's get into psychology, which is the important stuff. So I love visualizing my characters, but at a point, there's a point where it's time to actually get, once you know what your characters look like and their aesthetics, it's time to actually get to know them on the inside. So this is a quote that I like. When writing a novel, a writer should create living people. People, not characters. A character is a caricature. And if you're not going to take it from me, take it from Ernest Hemingway. I don't really have much to add to this quote because it's said perfectly. And this is kind of what this whole presentation is about. You want to create people who are three-dimensional just like you. Maybe you think that like there's no one that's at a polar of an amazing person or a terrible person. Everyone has things pulling at either sides. They have different morals, so it's really important to just make them three-dimensional. And this is what we're about to dive into. So you might be thinking, okay, like I'll make them three-dimensional, but how do I actually go about doing that? And this is where a personality test comes in. So how do you make your character a real person? Give them a real personality. So personality tests will actually act as a building block and like a first step to making your character real. And these are two that I love, the MBTI test and the Enneagram test. So I linked, well, I linked them in the presentation, but if you just go to 16personalities.com or truity.com, if I'm pronouncing that right, you can find the 2 tests. And why not, you can take them for yourself also if you haven't already. For the Enneagram test, I'm a 1. For the MBTI test, I actually forget what I am. I need to take that again. But if you know what you are for the MBTI or the Enneagram test, drop it in the comments and we can see if we're the same. But these are 2 sites that I love. I'm sure if you just look up these 2 tests, there will be other sites that come up too, and they're probably great. I love these ones because they only take 10 to 12 minutes, so it doesn't actually take that long. And the reason I love these is because you can, not only in the results of the test, but in actually taking the test, you can get to know your character because, for example, some of the questions will be from accurate to to definitely not, and then there'll be like a neutral, and then like kind of accurate, and you're taking this on behalf of your character, so answering those questions will help you get to know your character. And then once you have their personality type, let's say you're using the Enneagram and you find they're a type 1 personality, what you can do is you can either use like the premium version of that site, but then you'll have to pay for it, and it's not really worth it because once you have it from that site, you can just look up on Google or whatever search browser you use, you can look up type 1 Enneagram tests, and it will show like famous celebrities that have that test, and that's just a fun thing to see. It'll say like, in this instance, a type blank Enneagram is most likely to blank. So that's why I love these tests. So another way that you can make your characters 3-dimensional is by using something I like to call GMC. But I'm just going to take a comment break. I love Canva. Me too! Tech savvy. Nice. Thank you, Keelan. I'm so sorry I'm missing most of the presentation. Oh, no worries, no worries. You gotta do another workshop sometimes just on creating Google slideshows. That would be super fun because I honestly love doing this so much. There's a website called SlidesGo. At the end, I will link it in the comments, and pretty much you can pick, they're all free, you can pick whatever slideshow type you like and then download it to Google Slides, or I think PowerPoint too, but I use Google Slides, and you can just like put in everything else. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Colin. Okay, so GMC, this is a template that I found from Sarah Cannon. So I'm not claiming to have made this up, but I am claiming to use it because I love it so much. GMC stands for goal, motivation, and conflict. So these are 3 essentials in your character, and there's an internal GMC and an external GMC. The external is going to be the plot. It's going to be what's obvious to the reader. It's going to be, if a reader is telling their friend, oh, this book is about, in 1 sentence, that is what the GMC is going to be. Pretty much, the plot is on the external side. The plot is main character wants to goal because motivation, but conflict is stopping them. And that's going to be also like the promise of the premise, what is going to be on the black blurb of your book. The internal is who are they inside, what makes them the way they are, internal conflict. It's not talked about enough. Everyone talks about external, what are their personality on the outside, things they like doing, and that's great. External is super important for keeping the reader engaged, but so is internal, because that's what is going to make the readers connect to the characters, even if they don't necessarily know that that's why they love the book. The characters are the best part of the book. I strongly believe that. So I decided that I can use my Not the Air, my book that is releasing in December 1st, on December 1st, as an example, because the GMC doesn't really have spoilers in it. It's because it's more how they're like in the beginning. And okay, the reason that I'm using this as an example is because, well, one, I know it very well, so I'm able to dissect it like this. Two, when I just have an idea thrown at me, sometimes I don't get, oh, I have to do this and blah, blah, blah. When you actually have a concrete example, it's easier to put it into action, if you know what I mean. So Basil is the main character in my book, and his external goal is to retrieve the key. So the key is an ancient key that, according to ancient lore, bestows the kingdom upon its possessor. So if he finds this key, he gets to become the king. The motivation is he wants to become king. The conflict is that nobody's found the key for centuries. It's lost. No one knows where it is. People think it's a fable. People think it's not real. So that is the external thing. Not gonna lie, that is a lot easier to figure out. That's probably when you're coming up with your story. Well, everyone comes up with stories differently, but when you're explaining the story to someone, or when you're coming up with the story, that is what the story is. The internal, though, is just as important, if not more. So his internal goal, he wants to finally be good enough, and he wants to take down his brother because he's always, and the because is the motivation, because he's always lived in his brother's shadow. He's 7 minutes younger than him, and for that reason doesn't get to become king. They're twins, but he's 7 minutes younger, and he's always, Regis gets everything. His brother is Regis. Regis gets everything just because he's 7 minutes older, and it's so unfair. And he kind of has this corrupted misbelief about the world that he thinks that the only way to take down his brother is to find this ancient key and become king. The conflict is that he operates on jealousy alone. He's not operating because on his passion. He doesn't think he's better fit for a king than his brother. He's just operating on his jealousy, and he's constantly comparing himself to his brother. Okay. Thanks. I use GMC. I read the book by Deborah Dixon. Oh, got it. So yeah, I actually should read that book because I got it from Sarah Cannon. I'm sure, yeah, she got it from there. Okay, got it. Thank you so much. Make sure to smash the like, everyone. Hudson is a teen author with a book soon to be released. How absolutely amazing is that? Oh my god, thank you so much, Keelan. That means so much because I've been watching your videos and going on your lives for so long, and like to hear you say that is just so yay. Thank you, Margaret. I love the GMC. Oh, you were a teacher. Cool. Thank you. Yes, it is weird to take the test on behalf of your characters, especially if they're not like you, because it's like, I want to answer for myself, but I want to answer for so yeah. But yes, breaking down every part of your character like really helps to get to know them and to get to know your story. Okay, now we have the want versus need. So this is a little joke. You want this type of apple. Like you want a phone, a computer, but you need that type of apple because you need to stay healthy. I don't know if anyone's going to find that funny, but I did. Okay, so the want is going to be the external goal. So again, this external goal right here, first box on the right. The need, though, is an internal shift. And don't get confused because it's not the internal goal, because this is still before the character changes. This is still before their arc. So the internal shift is not the internal goal, it's their internal need, which is where they're going to be at the end. So they're not there yet. The want is the external goal, what they want, and then the need is what they don't know they need until the end. So the want, your character knows what it is. If not in the beginning, they'll know after the inciting incident. But the need, your character doesn't know it yet. They will know by the end, even if it's not blatantly stated, they're going to have changed. The want is probably dumb, it's stupid, and it's for, or at least it's for a stupid reason. They think this is what's going to improve their happiness, and they think, oh, if I can only do this thing, if I can only take down this person, if I can only find this thing, this weapon, this whatever, that's what's going to make them happy, and that's what's going to fulfill their lifelong dreams. They think it will, but it really won't. It won't at all. and they might get it and they might not get it. But regardless of whether or not they achieve that goal, the need is really where they're gonna end up. And this is what actually will improve their happiness. It will make them a better person. It will make them happier with themselves and others. And the thing that makes stories so amazing is that this is at odds with their desire. So they're not going to work on the same, they are connected, but they're not the same thing. They're so different. They're probably opposites sometimes. So this, the bottom box on the left is the inner conflict. This is like the most important part of your novel. And so this is where they are before, and then this is where they are after. The need is where they are after. Okay, so let's move on. These are some more important questions that I like to use, that I like to ask my character. What is their greatest flaw? And I'm not talking about like some, oh, they're not good at math. Not that kind of flaw. A flaw internal. What is something that, well, we'll get into the other complexities of it. But this is something internal. It's their greatest flaw, and it's manifested into many bad things that are happening in their life. So for example, and this is also their misbelief and their internal conflict. So their greatest flaw, for example, some common examples I see a lot, they think that if they let anyone too close to them, they'll hurt them. Sometimes they're selfish, sometimes they're stubborn, sometimes they think they're unlovable. Whatever it is, that's like their greatest flaw. This is what has like been slowly eating away at them, and they might know it, they might not, they might like know it in their subconscious and like try to deny it, but it's there. And it should be apparent for the reader from the beginning. And then there's going to be a root of that flaw. So why are they that way? This is the backstory. This is a pivotal moment from their past that has made them this way, that has made them this flawed. You could like talk about this in a flashback type scene, or you could just like mention it like throughout the novel. Or you could like keep it a secret. Maybe this is like a thriller or a suspense. You might like keep it a secret and like tell them at the end. No matter what it is, this is what's made them the way they are, and it is probably something that they like are always thinking about, something that really hurt them and has formed this misbelief. So that leads to the next question, which is, what is their misbelief? And this is going to be disproven by the end, hopefully. This is how they see the world. And again, this all ties together with like their greatest flaw, their misbelief, internal conflict. They aren't quite interchangeable, but they are very similar. So their misbelief is the way they see the world. So they think the only way to be happy is to blink. That's their misbelief. So a good way to find that misbelief is, you know their need, you know where they're going to get in the end of their arc. So what's just the opposite of that? If at the end they have this epiphany that they're like, oh, I can actually be friends with this person instead of just being jealous and envious of them, then if that's where they end up, then the misbelief might be the reverse of that. Oh, I can't be friends with this person. I need to be competitive. I need to beat them. I need to one-up them. Okay, now we have a very important question, which is, what's the worst that could happen to them? What's the worst thing that could happen to them that would tear them apart? And the reason I'm asking this question is because this will come in handy for your all is lost moment. So whether you have read Save the Cat or not, or if you use it or not, or if you're a planner or a plotter, doesn't matter. What does matter though is that every book is probably going to have, well, there's always exceptions, but most books have an all is lost moment. This is the moment where everything comes crashing down, and it's right before they're going to build themselves up again. they think everything is ruined. It's like the whiff of death. Maybe someone actually does die. Maybe they think everything is just terrible. In a romance, they found their partner cheating on them, or maybe in a thriller, they just thought they've caught the bad guy, but then realized that it's actually not the bad guy. Whatever it is, probably something bigger than that. It's hard to just like come up with examples on the spot, but this all's lost moment needs to be personal to your character. So there's some things that are universally bad, but this needs to be bad specifically for your character. So for example, let's say there's your main character is a star football player, and he's about to go off to college and become an amazing NFL star, and then he breaks his arm doing something stupid at a party. That is going to matter for him more than it would for someone who isn't about to be a football player. So that's just like a little example. It would be better if it has to do with their internal conflict as well. But I think you can see what I'm saying. Like, some things will matter more for people than other people, and your all is lost moment should matter the most for your specific character. And then we have the arc. So how will they change from the beginning to the end of this novel? That's pretty much the essence of your novel in very simple terms. It's going to be more complicated than just that, but this is a way to like boil it down to just a simple sentence, and then you can make it more complex later. How are they going to change? How are they going to improve? Again, this is all the things we've been talking about. And then what are the worst fears? I'm not talking about like spiders or cliffs. Those things, they can be the worst fears as well. That can be good for like a middle grade or something. But what I'm talking about is the really big internal fears. So they're scared of being alone. They're scared of abandonment. Whatever they're scared of on the inside. So that is the end of part 2. I'm just going to look at the comments, see if there are any questions, and then we're going to get into the free character profile. Okay, so I think I was here. Oh, I just read that one. Love that you used your own character. Thank you so much. If you want to read more, sorry to like promote myself, but like if you want to read more about my character, Not the Year is coming out December 1st, which is so exciting. I found the apple thing hilarious. Me too. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thanks. What was the place you... It's called Unsplash, unsplash.com. You know so much about character building at such a young age. Thank you so much. It's in part because of... Okay, so my favorite books... I can't remember all of them. I have all of my favorite writing craft books, though, in my members page of my website. I love Save the Cat. I love the Lisa Cron books. There's Wired for Story and Story Genius, which I need to read Wired for Story. I haven't read it yet. Also, like, YouTube is such a great resource. ENFJ is my personality type, but I haven't taken it in so long. I need to retake it, too. Had to nip over apparently before. Okay. Oh my god, you guys are both ENFJs! Nice! This is the most amazing workshop I've ever seen. Thank you so much, Chloe! That means so much to me. Thank you, Danya! Thank you, Heather. Okay, so now I have the character profiles, and I wanted to put everything that we talked about today in like a comprehensible guide so that you can print this out, and like if you kind of forgot what I was talking about before, this will just like remind you. First though, before I give the template, I wanted to just talk about what is in a character profile. So it's going to be all the things we just talked about, but it's also, there's just some things you should include. The basics, which is sex, gender, race, religion, appearance, body type, height, sexual orientation. Then there's like the social romantic side, relationships with family and friends, romantic relationships and experience, sexual relationships and experience, and then there's like the personality side. So personality traits, skills, inner and outer, strengths and weaknesses. So I just like zipped through those, but they're all going to be in the template. So I'm going to link this in the chat, but you can also just look hudsonworm.com/character-profile-template, and I'm just going to also, I think this will work if I link it in the chat. If the link doesn't actually work though, if the link doesn't work, you can like copy and paste it. So let me know if that works. I think it should. Okay. So also, now I'm going to say the secret word. So if you guys have been watching the other streams today, you guys know what the secret word is. For those of you who haven't, the secret word is throughout the day, each presenter is giving a secret word, and then there's going to be a feedback form that you can fill out at the end of the weekend, or like just like when you're done watching. And this is the word. So each one that you collect counts as a separate entry for our giveaway, which the virtual retreat is giving away I think it's three $15 Amazon gift cards. So the amount of secret words that you collect is the amount of entries. So secret word today is Enneagram. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I think Brittany is here. Yeah, Brittany's here. Her website bootcamp is amazing. She taught me how to do newsletters, websites, so definitely go check her out. I'm pretty sure she's doing, this weekend, I'm pretty sure she's doing a website workshop. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that I saw she's doing one, and if she is, I will definitely be at that, even though I already took her entire course, but it was so amazing. Okay, so now we're at the 40-minute mark, so this is around how much time I thought we would have. We have 20 minutes, so I don't know if I should end it earlier, or if you want to like ask questions in the comments more about character stuff, please feel free to ask questions. I would love to answer them to the best of my ability. If I have an answer, I will answer them. So yeah, feel free to ask questions in the chat. And also, you can try making a Pinterest board or a Canva board, or you can work on filling out the template. So let me know though if the character profile template link works and if you guys were able to get to it. I'm going to, what was I going to? Yes, I'm going to write the secret word in the chat. Secret word, Enneagram. Okay, I'm just going to go through some of the comments now. And also, please ask questions. I think I was here. ENFJ represent. I think I remember that I definitely start with an I. I'm definitely an introvert, but I don't remember the rest. I've learned a lot from YouTube alone because it is a lot easier for me to learn by listening. I cannot see. Okay. I love YouTube. It's such an amazing resource. You've prepared very well. Thank you so much, doll. I've never taken the Enneagram. Is that what it's called? Yes, it's what it's called. Yes, you should totally take it. INFJ. Okay, I might be that too. INFP, but I'm 51% I and 49. So, okay, got you. INFJ. We have a lot of INFJs here, I think. Okay. Do it. I feel like it's so much easier to understand and keep in your head than Myers-Briggs because there's only 9 types. That's what I found as well because it's hard to like remember all 4. I mean, yeah. INFJ. Wow, there's so many INFJs. This presentation is amazing. You are so professional and are very clear about everything you were talking about. Thank you so much, Margaret Figueroa. Oh, you're the sweetest. Your website came out so good. Oh, I will definitely be there. Yay. Okay. I was able to download the template. Good. Okay. Do you have some alternate resources that are not so visual? So right now, I'm not sure. I don't think I do right now, but I can probably find some that are. Like, if you go to YouTube and, like, look up, I'm sorry, I don't think I do. I'm so sorry. I should work on that, though. Thanks, doll. Margaret, can you talk a little bit more about how you came up with your characters, their fears, goals, etc.? Yes. Hi, Margaret. So I will use Not the Air as an example because that's been a theme throughout this. So Not the Air, for my main character, Basil Avington, so fears, goals. Okay, fears. So if I'm being honest, sometimes the characters, the way I create the characters, works around the plot. So let's say I come up with the plot first, then I will kind of tailor the characters to go with that. If I come up with the characters first, I can tailor the plot to go around them. And usually it's a bit of some plot, some characters, and then put them together and then fill in like the parts that I still need to. So it's honestly different with every character, which I know probably isn't a great answer. But so again, for the goals, I came up with the plot first, and I love, if you've seen Percy Jackson, I love the quest aspect, and like I love quest books. They're controversial, not everyone loves quests. I love quests. Not the Air is like a mix of like some quest, but then some like, it's kind of hard to explain, but you should read it. But I love quest books, and then honestly, it's kind of like doing a puzzle. There's some parts that come easily, and then some parts that are harder, and then you just have to kind of put everything together and see what works, what doesn't, and trial and error. Okay, I'm an INTJ. Okay, nice. What are some writing craft you read? Okay, my favorite is Save the Cat. I love Save the Cat so much. Let me know if you want me to like write these down. I also have a section on my members page on my website that talks about my favorite writing craft books, but I'll talk about them now too. So Save the Cat, definitely. And then I think I have one of them right here. Yes, wait, I'll go get that. Okay, so this one by Stephen Wilbers. This is called Mastering the Craft of Writing. It's less about plot and characters and like making a story. So Save the Cat is more about that. A lot of you have probably read it, but Save the Cat is a lot about like, I just held it. Save the Cat is a lot about making your story great, and then this is about making your prose great. So this is like, it has different chapters, right? So let me just like show you a little bit, because this one is less popular, but I found it on Amazon. It had some great reviews, and I gave it a chance, and I love it. The structure of it is it has like, it lectures you for a bit, and then it gives you some exercises to do. So, for example, use periodic sentences to create suspense and emphasis, write with detail, appeal to the senses, and it gives you concrete ways of like how to do those things. Save the Cat, though, is amazing. I love it so much. Then, okay, Story Genius by Lisa Cron. I did read that one. I love it. It's great, but I don't follow her scene card trick. So in the book, there's like a scene card template thing, and it pretty much says you have to plot every scene before you do it, and that is something that it might work for some people, it doesn't really work for me, but a lot of the ideas that she talked about do resonate with me. So that's like everything though, like if you read a book, not every part is going to work for you. A craft book, I mean, not every part is going to work for you. Like for example, in Save the Cat, there's like a finale structure with like 5 parts, and I don't do that. I do the beats, but I don't do the finale structure. I don't want to talk about too much about this because people who haven't read those books are going to be like, what are you talking about? But yeah, so Story Genius, Mastering the Craft of Writing, and Save the Cat are 3 that I love. Enneagram tests are so fun to take. I know. I like taking ENFP. Nice. I've noticed that a lot of you guys have NF, and like some people have P, some people have J, some people have E, some people have I, but N and F, I feel like most of you guys have, oh well, you have T. Oh, never mind. A lot of you have N though. Okay, so yes, my boss once suggested our team does Enneagrams, and I was like, I'm an ENFJ. She was surprised. I'm a writer, of course I know. Nice. Yes. I like taking them for like all of my characters, also as a procrastination method, not gonna lie. But yes. What is your writing process? Do you make your Canva or mood board and the personality test? Oh, when in your writing process. I think she meant in your writing process. This is my mom, by the way. Hi, Mom. Do you make your Canva or mood board and the personality tests? Okay, so Canva or mood board is usually the first step because I honestly I like doing the visualizing first, which is why I did the I did the presentation in that order too. I did the visualization and then the psychology because that's usually the way it works for me. Sometimes though, I'll have like this inner conflict pop into my head and I'm like, oh, I love this inner conflict. Like I want to write about this. And that's the first step too sometimes. And then I do the Canva and mood board around it. This is kind of like Margaret's question about like how you, or my answer to her question when she talked about how you create that stuff. It's different every time. But usually I do Pinterest boards. Like I start Pinterest boards right away before I start drafting. And then the personality tests are also before I start drafting. That's a little more than visualization. That's when I'm making them character profiles. So yeah, you should create a podcast. That's a great idea. I think this is in regards to Doll's question. I think so, Dal or Doll. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I think this is in regards to her question about the less visual resources. A podcast would be really great. I had to take the test INFP to T. Okay. The Art of Fiction by John Gardner. I haven't heard of that one, but I definitely want to check it out. I'm going to remember that. I want to look at that later. I'm INFP. Okay. Thanks, Mom. Okay. So I think that's the bottom of the comments. I'm just going to check the actual YouTube comments because sometimes like, oh wait, no, I should put that back. Okay. Sometimes they lag. So let me just go to, yes, the YouTube comments. Hi, Keelan. You've been such an inspiration for Hudson. She really has been. Yay. Okay. I know that I like skipped. Okay, I know that I skipped some of the comments in the beginning, so I'm gonna go back to those. Meanwhile, please let me know. Let me know if you have any other questions before we end the stream. There's like 7 minutes left. Okay, this looks like fun. Can't wait. Yay! This was when I thought I wasn't muted. Okay. Perfect. I do this all the time at work. Oh, everyone just was saying hi. Cover goals. Thank you, Margaret. Okay, I think that's pretty much the end of the comments. So if you guys don't have any other questions, I might wrap up the stream here. If you don't have any other questions. If you do, now's the time. Please let me know them. Thank you, Keelan. Yeah, so I guess. Hi, Miss Tanowitz. It's very nice to see you supporting your daughter. What is your favorite kind of character to write? The good guy, the bad guy, the best friend? Thanks for the question. What is my favorite character to write? So, honestly, okay, I feel like I keep just saying it depends to all of these questions, but I love writing the bad guy. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I also love writing the good guy, and like best friends are fun. The bad guy though is like my favorite part, and I saw someone did a presentation this morning of how to write a good bad guy. How to write like a good bad guy, and I loved that presentation. So like you guys should go watch that or the replay of that if you haven't seen it. But the bad guy, because I love to, so I feel like a common misconception about villains is just have them, you know, be bad, twirl their mustache, like give long monologues about why they're so bad and what they're gonna do. And okay, yes, you can have them give long monologues, like sure, but it's also really important to make your villain complex. I've also seen Natalia Lee did a great video on writing villains, which gave me a lot of insight, so you guys should look at that also. But villains are so fun because, so in Not the Air, I actually have a chapter 10. Anyway, I have a chapter about her backstory, and it says 13 years prior, and it goes back in time to why she's the way she is. Not everyone loves like the villain with the tragic backstory. Some people think it's cliche, but I like when they have something that makes them the way they are, just like your protagonist has something that makes them the way they are. Okay, Colin, I have to say, this was such an accomplished presentation, Hudson, so much knowledge. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, yeah, I think I'll wrap it up here. I'll pull up the YouTube comments. Oh, I think that I X'd them out. But okay, thank you guys. I'm gonna go now, but definitely be sure to fill out the Google feedback form at the end. Also donate to the oh, the comments just jumping in a little late. Hi Jessie, thank you so much for coming. I loved your writing romance workshop in the morning. This was amazing, so clean and professional. I cannot wait to see future videos. Thank you so much, Chloe. Brooklyn says, wow, that formatting is beautiful. Thank you, Brooklyn. I'll have to come back and rewatch. No worries, no worries. Thanks for the stream. No problem. Okay, bye guys. So yeah, the organizations are in the description, and the other videos are in the description. And check out the website for AT virtual retreats, for the lineups, and for more. I think there's going to be one in December, and that will be so fun. So yeah, thank you guys. Bye.